Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Wawarsing. I am your host, Lauren Rodriguez, and today's shows featured Katie Sheehan-Lopez, Nutrient Educator from Eat Smart, New York. Thank you for being here, Katie.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Let's start off with some questions. Can you tell us a little bit about Eat Smart, New York?
Sure. So Eat Smart New York is a statewide program, and I work out of Cornell Cooperative Extension here in Ulster County. So what I do is I educate people around the county about healthy eating and physical activity. So I try to promote healthy diets, try to get people to be more active, and you might see me a lot in Kingston, good amount in Ellenville, and you see me in all kinds of places, especially in Kingston. I pop up all over the place in grocery stores, at food pantries, after school programs, senior housing. I'll really, educate anyone, and I'm always, there to teach people how to cook and how to make healthy foods and how to enjoy them, which is very important.
Sounds like a fun, cool job. I know a lot of people wonder what a good nutrition is. So what does that actually mean?
Yes, so that is a really important question. And sometimes it's hard to figure out what's a healthy food and what's not a healthy food, because it's not always black or white. There's a lot of in between.
Yeah.
And so what I like to recommend is that people follow the My Plate guidelines, which you have probably seen in your school cafeteria. I hope so. And this is what a lot of people might remember as the pyramid, which is old, and the My Plate is the new version. So what we are looking at here is the plate that shows the different food groups and about how much of each one you should eat every day, really. So we have our 5 main food groups. Do you know what they are?
Vegetables, fruits, grains, protein.
Yeah, that's right. I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
I don't know the other.
Okay, that's good. 4 out of 5 is good. The last one is dairy, and that's the one that's off to the side a little bit because we often drink our dairy, but it doesn't have to be. And so we want to eat a balance of all the food groups so we're getting enough nutrients, but we also want to make healthy choices within the food groups. So for example, the difference between a potato, like a baked potato, and a potato chip is very different. Technically, they are still both a vegetable, but I think we can kind of agree that a baked potato is a healthier choice than a potato chip, which is fried and covered in salt. And right? Yeah. And the other point here is that we want to make about half of what we eat fruits and vegetables, which most of us don't really do, but it's a good goal to shoot for.
I don't really like vegetables, but I know it's extremely important for part of the plate. Why is that? Why are fruits and vegetables important?
Well, fruits and vegetables are important because they are, for lots of reasons, they are really low in calories. Of course, once you start adding things to them, that's a different story. So if you start pouring cheese all over your broccoli, now you're making it less healthy. But just plain fruits and vegetables are low in calories. They're low in extra salt, extra sugar, extra fat, which are all things we want less of. But they're also high in certain things that we want more of. So they're high in fiber, which is really important, high in vitamins and nutrients. And also the other thing that people don't really think of as a good reason to eat our fruits and vegetables is because they taste good and we like to eat them. So that's very important.
When do I know if I'm eating enough fruit and vegetables, and how can I eat more of them?
Well, just like with the plate, the My Plate, when you look down at what you eat, the goal is for half of what you eat to be fruits and vegetables. And that's not at every specific meal, but it's just over the course of time. So not every meal or even every day has to be perfect, but overall you want about half. A lot of times we say 5 servings a day is the goal, and that would be 3 of vegetable and 2 of fruit. And when you take it all in balance with the other food groups, it should work out to about half. But you want about a cup per serving. So if you were to fill up let's see. This container is 2 cups. So if I ate this whole thing full of fruit salad, that's my 2 servings for the day. So it doesn't have to be too hard, right? And does that sound like a hard thing to do?
Not really.
Okay. And it depends on what the fruit or vegetable is. It depends on how you prepare it, certainly, and just kind of what your preferences are. But if we think about every time we eat as an opportunity to eat more fruits and vegetables, that's a good place to start, because every time you eat, it's a meal or a snack. If you can squeeze in a little fruit or vegetable, it all adds up over the course of the day.
That's cool. Well, you have a recipe, right?
I do have a recipe. So let's stand up. We can kind of cook a little bit. I'm going to get my apron on. Okay, so the recipe I have today is for watermelon salsa. I'm also going to do it all that. And Lauren's going to help me out. So, our watermelon salsa, I'm modifying the ingredients a little bit. I don't have a cucumber and I don't have a jalapeno. One time I was here and I really made something way too spicy for the host, so I'm going to err on the side of caution this time. So, our ingredients are the melon. So, you can use any kind of melon. It can be cantaloupe, honeydew, whatever you want. So I'm just using watermelon, which, this is the seedless one, which makes things a little bit easier because otherwise you'd have to pick out the seed. Yes, you don't want that in your salsa. The cucumber, I'm going to take a pass on today, but you can certainly add it. And actually, cucumbers and melons are related, which is why they kind of taste similar, and they go well together. Fun fact of the day, right? I have a red onion, and I do have it already chopped up here, nice and small, so we don't give everyone like a big mouthful of onion. And I have my cilantro. So this is probably 1/3 of a bunch, and it says to use 2 tablespoons, but I think the more the merrier for cilantro, because this adds a lot of flavor, and that's what we want. We want our food to be flavorful without having to add salt. And then the jalapeno we're skipping, but if you want to add the jalapeno and you want to still make it less spicy, if you cut out those little seeds and that white part, that's going to make it less spicy. If you want spice, you just add the whole thing. And then I have a lime, so we're just going to juice our lime. And this is it. So the hardest part really is chopping our watermelon. And I'm going to be very careful because I have a nice sharp knife. Ooh, okay. And I also want to mention, I think that's going to be plenty for now, that here in Ellenville, I've been doing a program called Junior Iron Chefs, and I think we have 2 of them in the studio today, but I've been coming every week, more or less, even though every Wednesday in January and February was a snow day, I feel like. So we skipped a couple of days back in the winter, but we've been learning different ways to cook, some different vegetables, different meats, and they came up with a sample recipe, and there will be a competition. They're going to be competing against a couple of other teams from the Kingston and Saugerties area at some point in June. So
now that's teenagers doing that?
Yep, so there are 4 people on the team, and 8th, 9th, and 10th grade. Yep, so, and it's great because everyone's been learning to cook. We learned a little bit about nutrition, and they got a chance to come up with a fun recipe, which I had never had before. So we're gonna try it out for the first time next week and see how it goes.
That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun.
Yes. Okay, so that's my watermelon. And as you can see, I'm not really measuring. So there are measurements on the recipe, but I didn't bring my measuring cups. So this is the kind of recipe where you can just kind of take a guess.
Throw everything together.
We throw it all together. So this is my onion and my, this is a half can of beans, so that's my special edition, which is not in the recipe, but I'm adding a half can of the low salt black beans just to add extra protein and fiber and make it a little more filling. So you can go ahead and dump those in. I use my onion. Okay, we'll get rid of this. We have the dirty dish pile over here. And now I'm going to ask you to chop cilantro.
Okay.
So you can just chop off the stems. And we're going to be very careful with our fingers. Perfect.
Okay. Now do I just dice it? What do I do?
Yeah. And so have you ever made salsa before from scratch?
No.
Okay, so this is pretty much it. It's nice and easy. Most of the time we think of salsa as something that's tomatoes and peppers and maybe a little spicy, but it can really be anything we want. So the lime and the cilantro are what's going to make it taste
Flavorful.
very flavorful. But the watermelon's nice because it adds sweetness too. So when you combine the sweet and the
Tanginess.
yeah, the sour, sweet, and then I mean it's not really salty, but there's crunchy. So there's all kinds of
Texture.
flavors. Yeah, textures and flavors going on.
Is
So
that good, or should I chop it a little more?
you know what? I think that's good. So let's thank you. All right, we're gonna put that in. And then, so this is definitely more than 2 tablespoons, but that's that's okay. And then for the lime, you can go ahead and just squeeze that right in there. And this one doesn't look like it has any seeds, so I'm not going to worry about that.
It's hard.
And I tried to pick the softest one they had at ShopRite.
You've got to use your muscles for this.
Yes.
I think that's good.
And I actually just did this recipe this morning. Today and last week, I did a class at the Ellenville Library, and we made a yogurt and banana recipe last week, and we made this recipe this week, and everyone really liked it. And that class, I personally won't be going every week. I'll be going back on June 14th, which is a Thursday. Just get this last little bit out. It's pretty hard.
Gotta really use your muscles.
Exactly. So on Thursday, June 14th, I will be at the library. So if anyone wants to come to a nutrition class, you are more than welcome. It's completely open to the public at the Ellenville Library. And every week until then, at 10 o'clock in the morning, there's a walking group that meets at the library at 10 o'clock. And it's about a 15 to 20 minute walk. So it's a good chance to get some physical activity and enjoy the really nice weather we're having. That's my watermelon seed. Okay, can you stir it up? Because one of the important things that I also talk about, in addition to healthy eating, is physical activity. So healthy eating is very important, and I really focus on getting people to eat more fruits and vegetables, and also to drink less sugary drinks. But the activity is really important too, and the goal is to shoot for about a half an hour a day of moderate physical activity that gets your heart rate up a little. So the walking group is great. There's tons of hiking trails here on Ellenville. Unfortunately, there's no gym in the community. But you don't need a gym. You can
Go outside.
Go outside.
And improvise.
That's right. And if you have a buddy that you will walk, jog, bike, whatever you're going to do with, that's a really good way to stay motivated, because it's easy on a rainy day or something to be like, I'll just skip today. But if you know someone's waiting for you, you're more likely to go out and do it.
Yeah.
And also there is a really nice playground on the Burn Park Road, I believe it's called. It's a really nice playground for you little kids out there. Okay, so I'm just going to put a few here and let you...
This looks very pretty.
Oh yes, it's very pretty. And that's another important thing. We want our food to look pretty.
Dig in.
Good?
Delicious.
Okay. And not spicy.
Very good.
Okay.
Very healthy.
Uh-huh.
It's good. I recommend this.
And so what would you eat that with? I mean, you could just eat it with the chips.
With chips. I don't know. Crackers or like, I was thinking like you could put it in like a pasta salad or something.
Yeah, you could. You could, I mean, I've just eaten it with a spoon, like
by itself.
That's pretty good too. Or you could put it like on, if you have grilled chicken or grilled fish, like a little condiment almost. And the smaller you cut your pieces, the better it is for that, because I did it really fast, so I cut big, huge pieces. But
I think that's like the perfect size though, because
you think?
The chip got it.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Good mixture.
Okay. Sometimes we can be too hard to scoop. But, you can put it on a lot of different things, and it's just like a nice summery dish. And also is going to taste a little bit better as it sits for a couple of hours in your refrigerator. The other thing I wanted to mention is that, like you said, it's really colorful. Mm-hmm. So we have our red, pink watermelon, the purple onion, black beans, the green cilantro. And that's really important because, number one, it looks really good. Like, I might look at this and think, I want to eat it. Because we don't just eat with our mouth. We use our eyes and our ears and all of this. And also, the more colors you have on your plate, the more likely you are to be getting all the different nutrients. So if you look down, you're just eating like white potatoes, white pasta, white something else. You're probably missing out on a lot of really fun flavors and nutrition. So yeah, this is a really great thing. You can bring it to your next barbecue.
That is a go-to recipe. Very healthy. Was there anything else that you would like to talk about today?
I also wanted to mention there's an event coming up in Ellenville called the Ellenville Baby Shower. It's a community baby shower, sorry. So it's going to be on June 30th, so it's about a month and a half away. It'll be at Ellenville Bosse's, right on between Center and Canal Street right here. And that's free to expectant parents and parents with children under the age of 1. But certainly you would not be turned away if you brought an 18-month-old. And we encourage both moms and dads to come. There will be a lot of information on taking care of a newborn, but also eating healthy for both parents and the babies. So there will be information on healthy eating during pregnancy, breastfeeding babies, feeding toddler, that kind of thing. Because we want to start good nutrition, like even starts before you're born. Because actually a baby can taste all the things that a mom eats. That's true.
That's
cool. So that's an event coming up June 30th at Ellenville Bosse's from, I think, 10 to 1. So that's the next big event besides the June 14th nutrition class that I will be doing at the library.
The anniversary of the library?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Ellenville Library is having its 125th anniversary celebration, that's a long time for a library to be open, and that will be on June 9th. I'm not sure exactly what time, or even what day of the week that is. But I believe everyone should stop by the library. I'm sure they're going to have some special events going on, and that will be happening. So yeah.
Sounds pretty fun. Be there at the library. For more information on today's topic, you could go online to eatsmartnyhv.org. You can also email Kate at kms369@cornell.edu. Or you can call at 845-340-3990. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Spotlight on Wawarsing. See you next time.